Hey, welcome everybody to the podcast called The Industry. I'm your host, your favorite bartender at DFW. My name is Chris. The podcast will be out every Wednesday night. Please subscribe and follow on Instagram at the industry underscore the industry 24, the underscore industry 24. I got my co-host Sydney. What it do?
Hello, back again.
Hey, what's going on, man? Tell me about your day. How's your day going?
The day was good, just worked as usual. Now I'm here.
I feel that. How was your weekend?
My weekend, it was slow. It was a slow weekend at work, but
Yeah.
I was off Sunday, so I
Oh
got
shit.
some,
What
I
you do on
know.
Sunday since you
It was a
usually work?
reset day. Yeah, they took me off Sundays now, so it's my reset day. So I do all my laundry,
Okay.
I do all my cleaning, I do all my cooking, very
Yeah.
domesticated.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I could tell it was a slow weekend because when we got together on Friday night,
Mm-hmm.
you said I'm gonna get off about 8 or 9. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll pull up at 9:30,
Mm-hmm.
close to 10, because I know she got to clean and stuff.
No.
No, you text me like 8:40, like, hey, I'm done.
It was
I was,
8:32 on the dot. I was like, yeah, I'm already cut.
I was like,
So,
damn, I was expecting that at all.
mind you, that's a 4 o'clock shift. So I was there for 4 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, I
Very
was
much.
not expecting that at all. But no,
Yeah.
we had a good time that night, man.
We did.
Yeah.
Went to our old stomping grounds.
Yeah, and got on Instagram Live.
Mm-hmm.
I felt so old doing that.
I know, trying to figure out all the buttons and
I
stuff.
was like, man, how you do this? What is this button? I was like, can they even hear us if we still on
No,
there?
it was too much going on. Too many options, too many buttons on the side. It was too much.
I was like, can they hear me right now? And people was on the thing like, yes. I was like,
Yeah, we
oh,
can hear
okay.
you.
I didn't know they can hear me or not. I never done an Instagram Live. Like
Mm-hmm.
I told you,
Me neither.
last time, like the first time I ever did an Instagram Live, it was with my homegirl,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was on there and I just joined her Instagram Live. She let me join, and then I guess somebody else requested it, and that person joined. And the dude was like, "Hey, bro, I know." I was like, "Hey, bro, you remember me?" I'm like, "Nah." I was like,
No,
"Who are you?" He like, "Oh yeah, don't try to play stupid now. Yeah, you remember me." I was like, "What do you mean?" He like
I
this.
don't.
You didn't hire me.
Oh gosh.
He like, you didn't hire me. I'm like, what do you mean? He like this. You made me sit down for an interview and you said you was gonna call me back and you never did, man. What's up with that? I was like, brother, I don't remember you. He like, I remember you. And he like, you asked me a question. He like, you asked me a question and you said, how much do I get paid? I asked him like, how much do you want? Like, how much did you make at your last job?
Mhm.
That's exactly what I asked. I'm like, how much did
Mhm.
you make at your last job? He said 230. And
Dollars
and I
per
and he
week,
just stared at me like this. He like
per
230.
shift,
And
per hour.
I was like, what do you mean 230?
Right. Context?
And he was like 230. And I was like, is that what your paychecks came
Right.
out to? Like, I'm like, what do you mean?
Need
He's
some
like, I don't know how
context.
much I was making an hour. I just know that's how much my paycheck was coming out to be.
Oh. So like a weekly paycheck of
No,
$235?
bi-weekly.
Ooh. Oh.
So he's making 115 a week.
Oh.
So I was like,
That's sad. You should have gave him the job just based on that.
nope. This is another reason why I didn't give him
Okay,
the
what?
job.
What?
When I sat down, I was like, hey man, how's it going? My name's Chris. He's like, oh, what's up, nigga? I was like,
I almost choked. Yeah, I would have been like, you can stand right back up. Thank you so much.
I did that the other day. So I called this guy. I was like, hey man, come in at 1:30
Mm-hmm.
for an interview. He like, all right, bet. It's 1:41. He gets
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm.
He comes at 1:41. And then as he comes, I go up to him like, hey bro. I'm gonna be honest. I'm like this. Hey man, what
You
happened?
gotta go.
I was like, did I tell you 1:30 or 2 o'clock? Because I was just double
Yeah.
checking. I wasn't trying to be rude. I'm like, hey man, when I gave you a call, I'm trying to figure out, did I say 1:30 or 2 o'clock? He said, if I was him, he should have said 2.
Mm-hmm.
But any way it goes, he would have been caught up in a lie.
Right,
So
because you would have went and checked. I'm sure.
yeah. And he was like, oh no, you said 1:30. I'm like, all right, I'm like, cool. I thought I said 1:30. I'm like,
I
bro,
would have said,
I'm like, it's 1:41. I'm like, what's
hmm,
going on? I'm like, what happened, bro? I said, be here at 1:30. It's
right.
1:41. He like, man, it was traffic and things. I'm like, I get that traffic does happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you could have called me and
Could
let
have.
me know. I'm like, but you didn't call me and let me know, and you doing this for an interview. So if you
Mm-hmm.
doing this for an interview, first impressions is everything. So if you're doing this
Right.
right now, what do you think is gonna happen when I gave you the job? I'm
Right.
like, he's like,
Nah.
nah, it's not gonna happen like that. Like, nah, bro, you good. I'm like,
Right.
appreciate you, man. You have a good day, and I hope the best for you for your next job.
Right. Because
And
I'm going off based off first impression, and you saying you can trust me to show up and be on time. I don't know you from a can of paint, so how would I know that any other shift you're not gonna be late?
for
So
real,
I'd rather just cut my losses here, call it a day.
yeah,
Thank
that's
you
what
for
I did.
coming.
But I took a chance on this one guy one time. When I interviewed him. Um, he came in and smelling like weed, but he didn't smoke. He told me the story after, we hired him.
Uh-huh.
He said he was getting the ride, and then people in the car was smoking, and then
Oh.
he said, man, roll down the window. So they
Yeah.
rolled down the window, but it still got stuck with him.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was interviewing him,
That happens.
I smell it, and I was like, dang. But I was like, when I did that interview, I was like 24, 25.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, and he was answering the right questions. He was
Yeah.
doing everything. I was like,
Aw.
and I was like, hey, you know what? Just give me like 10 minutes. So I went in the back. I just weighed out my options
Mm-hmm.
with my other interviewers, and I came back to him. I'm like, you know what, bro? I'm gonna take a chance on you. And I hired him. In turns, comes to find out, he was one of my strongest cooks.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good.
The fact that he even pulled you aside and was like, yo, like, this is what's...
Oh, he put me to the side when he got hired.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because I brought it up to him.
Mm-hmm.
I brought it up to him. I was like, hey, man. I was like, I almost didn't hire you. And
Right.
he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, bro, you came in here smelling like weed. I almost didn't hire you
A
because of
whole
that.
pound.
And he was like, I knew it in your face when I sat down. But he was like, I saw it in your face. And he like, man, I could tell that he smells it. But he like, I wasn't smoking, man. I
Yeah.
was like, it's cool. Like, I don't care what y'all do in your personal time. But
Right.
just for future reference, man, don't show up to an interview.
Mm-hmm.
Smell like some
Absolutely.
like some weed.
Have you...
Well, go.
Facts. Have you ever like given somebody a chance or like referred somebody for a job and they like did you so dirty and was just not good?
Yep.
Okay, tell me about it.
So, man, I'm glad you asked some questions for a change.
Well, if you want me to, I'll bring a whole notebook. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, go for it, man. This is your podcast too.
Okay.
Go for it. But yeah. It happened to me 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
3 times. And you would think I would have learned for the first one.
Yeah.
But the first 2, that's not something I want to talk about on here.
Okay.
That's something I'll talk to you like off of the podcast because
Okay.
it's like that one's close to home.
Gotcha.
So that's something I'll talk to you about off. But the last one, it was one of my boys
Mm-hmm.
that I lived in Chicago with, and I gave him a job,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew he stayed far away and stuff. But it was like, bro, I can only do so much, man. Like, you gotta keep up with it.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, Chris scheduled, like, when I left this job, he like,
gosh.
well, Chris scheduled me like this. You can't use me as an
No, if
excuse,
I'm not
bro.
here anymore and you're
Yeah.
still here, you got to figure it out on your own now without me
Yeah.
as a buffer. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And it was another time that I tried to give somebody a job, but they didn't show up for the interview.
Oh
Like,
my
I vouched for
gosh.
them.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, man, this person about to come in. They used to work for me. This dude's good. He's like, man, I'm telling you, this dude's going to be like, he's going to be one of the best cooks. And
Yeah.
I got the interview. Matter of fact, it wasn't even an interview. It was orientation. I was like, they already said, all right, I'll just hire
Oh
him.
gosh.
That dude didn't even
That's the
show up.
worst. Yeah.
And I tried calling him. He didn't pick up. I didn't hear from him for like a week later. And then he was like, and when I finally heard from him, I'm like, hey, bro, what happened, bro? Like, you made me look bad.
Mm-hmm.
He like, man, my bad, man. I just overslept. That's the best you can say, that you overslept?
Right. That just pissed me off.
Like, you
People are
overslept?
so unprofessional.
Like, you
I
overslept, bro?
can't.
Come on. I
Yeah.
was pissed.
Yeah. I would have been pissed too. Putting your whole name on the line.
Yeah, and now
Whew.
when it got me looking like, if I vouch for somebody else, how is that gonna make me look?
Mhm.
So now they were like, hey, I know somebody.
Mhm.
Nah, we good.
Yeah. No.
How,
Exactly.
how's that happen to you?
So no, because I am extremely picky about people. So I have never once gotten somebody a job because I know that's my name on the line.
Yeah.
I don't trust people. But I have experienced it where it's like my friend or a coworker
Mm-hmm.
got someone hired and they turned out to be the worst ever. I'm gonna tell a little story real quick.
Go for it.
So at the previous place, not BL, but the other one.
Yeah.
This bartender we work with, I'm not gonna name names, but if he watches this, he's gonna know. So I'm not gonna even put him on blast that much. But I'm still gonna put him on blast. But he gets his little a gay man. So he gets his little what he would call an F buddy, a job there. And he's like, yeah, he has so much experience, he's really good, and blah, 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 and da da da. And so at the job, there's certified trainers, what they call certified trainers. So there's only specific people that can train the new hires, right? Allegedly. Even though I just came back from vacation and 2 new people hired, and terrible. I'm like, who trained these people? Anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. So I was one of the people that trained him. So first mistake was, apparently he was hired as a bar back, but he thought he was hired as a bartender.
Mm-hmm.
So the manager's like, hey, this is so-and-so. He's going to train his bar back for today, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm showing him, this is where the dishwasher is. This is how you wash the dishes. This is where the liquor closet is. I'm showing him all these things. Finally, he pulls me to the side. He's like, I'm a bartender. And I was like, okay, congratulations. Like, what do you want me to say? And he's like, no, I'm a bartender. Like, I'm not doing this bar back shit. Like, literally just like that. First day of training, I'm not doing this bar back shit. To me, mind you, bar lead.
So he was hired as a bar back?
So I'm gonna get into it. So apparently, yes, he was hired as a bar back.
Mm-hmm.
So after him and I had that conversation, he was like, I don't want to train as a bar back because I'm a bartender, blah, 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 blah. He was just going in on me, and I was like, okay, I'm not about to argue with somebody it's his first day. I'm gonna be that person that's gonna snitch. I'm sorry. So I went to the manager. I'm like, yo, he's coming at me crazy about this and this and this. This is what's going on. And they were like, well, I'm not about, the managers, mind you, conceded, and they're like, well, we're not gonna argue with him. Just let him train as a bartender and let him be a bartender. I'm
What
like,
the hell?
it's y'all's decision. Just tell him no. And if he doesn't want to work, then
He can leave.
yeah. But they're so damn desperate there. It's just, you know how I feel about it there. I don't
Yeah.
even know why I'm, whatever. So that's not even the worst part. So that was the first day. So I go on a vacation because I'm always going somewhere. I don't like it there. I don't like it there anymore. It's so bad.
'Cause I left.
Yeah. It's just, it's so many things. You already know.
Yeah.
But I come back from vacation. They're like, I'm like, hey, where's such and such? They're like, oh, he got fired. I'm like, what? Mind you, it was like 4 days later. They're like, he got fired. I said, what happened? Apparently the tea is. So they were getting off work. It's like 2:30. And no, at this point, it's probably 3 a.m. He was on like his 4th day of training at this point. It's 3 a.m. You know, we close at 2. So it's like, why are y'all still there at 3 a.m.? It's not that much cleaning in the world. Like,
It's depending on what day it is.
It was a Saturday, but listen, there were 3 people, 3 closers. You know, usually it's only 2 closers.
Yeah.
It was 3 whole closers and him training.
Oh yeah.
And a bar back.
So basically, it's 5 people back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all should have been up out of there.
Right. What's going on?
Yeah.
So 3 a.m., manager comes downstairs. Why are y'all still here? What's going on? I'm ready to go home. Like, what's the holdup? Apparently, one of the hosts came up and asked for a drink while they were cleaning. The bartender, bar back, new hire, whatever. He makes it, and he's like, where's our money? And she's like, because, they're very janky there. So, like, the coworkers usually don't pay for drinks, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We're going to keep it a secret, but, whatever. So she's like, oh, you're new here. You don't know. I'll pay you back later is what she says, but like says it in a joking way. And he's like, you need to, if you gonna come to us, you need to Sorry.
I was
He's
like,
like,
that's some music
you
going
know,
on?
my nail. But he starts going in on her and he's like, you need to pay for the drinks. And then so the boyfriend, the guy that hired him, the F buddy, or got him hired, he's like trying to calm him down. They get into it. They almost come to blows. Then a server that's still there because he was drinking off the clock, they're almost getting into it. So then the manager comes down and is like, everybody get the fuck out. And he's like, whatever cleaning we got to do, keep these two people here. Y'all gonna clean, and just kicked everybody else out apparently. And it was a whole thing. But yeah, he got fired that day. He was like, you need to get the fuck out. The manager was like, you need to get the fuck out now. I'm not playing with you and don't come back. And so then a couple weeks later, the dude who got him the job got
fired.
No, he actually left on his own, but it was just a lot. It was a lot of mess. It's like every time I go on vacation, it's like new tea. Always. That was a long story for no reason, but
nah, it's good.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons. Like I'm not gonna put my name on the line for anybody. I'm sorry. I'm just not.
Yeah, I learned from that. But I learned from that. Speaking of, since we talking about interviewing and like, firing, like what's like one of the crazy scenarios that you saw somebody like get fired for? Not yourself, somebody.
Don't put my business.
No,
on
it's
the
I'm not talking about. No, it's the way you said. I didn't want you to like say anything about yourself. I'm talking about other
I would
people.
never spill my tea online like that. Come on now. But anyway, probably when we were at the last place, you remember the dishwasher, and he used to like flirt with all the girls. It's probably not the craziest, but it's the most recent in my mind. I can't think.
Flirted with all the girls.
The little Asian dude. Were you there? I was there longer than you, so I don't know if you ever met him. But anyway, dishwasher.
Which one?
The older one. No, G. G-O? No, okay. Anyway.
The older guy? Yes, they always make all that food? Yes.
Okay, so dishwasher, you remember him. So he
got fired?
Yeah. So he used to always go up to the girls and be like, hey, honey. Like, that was his thing.
I thought everybody loved him, though.
They did, but listen. And I'm not trying to be racist when I say it that way. That's just literally how he said it. And he would be like, hey, honey, I promise. Don't cancel me. I'm for real. Anyway, let me stop doing the impression. He would be like, hey, honey. And all the girls was like, hey, Gio, whatever. And it was a whole thing. And I guess one day he did it to a guy and maybe inappropriately touched him. And the guy went to the managers and was like, he has to go. And so that happened. That's not the craziest part, though. He comes back and starts threatening everybody because like, apparently he was there for like 5 years and it was his only job and he was damn near homeless and didn't have a car. But then he would tell us that he had 2 cars and he had a sugar mama from Vietnam. It was just a whole...
I didn't even know he talked.
Oh, yeah. If you let him talk and he get a couple of shots of Grand Marnier in him, that was his
I didn't know he talked. He never
reason.
talked to me, so that's why.
Yeah, he would take shots of Grand Marnier. Like, he was one of them. I don't know. It's not for me. But anyway, and he would just threaten. And then one day, he kept showing up to the front door and just walking through the store. And that's why, long story short, that's why we ended up getting security. People that carried... guns and stuff, because he kept coming up and threatening to kill us all. So,
damn.
Yeah, it was a lot. So they had us like really scared for a while there because they literally hired armed guards to stand at both doors
to make sure.
Yeah, because apparently one day he came up with a machete. I wasn't there, but they said he came with a machete.
You know what? I can understand. When people get frustrated about getting fired, we talked about this on Friday. I was like, that's how jobs get shot up.
Yeah,
because you don't care about my time. Like, call me and say, hey, you know what? Don't even come in today. I would appreciate you so much more if you did that. But you made me drive, made me waste my gas, my time, be stuck in traffic. And then you gonna fire me? Then I gotta come back and be stuck right back in that traffic.
And then the old GM, he was bad with it because he would let them come to work and then be like, let me take this aside real quick. And then be like, I'm gonna fire you now. You
Yeah.
remember that time that our friend,
Oh yeah.
he was
Yeah.
like, "I'm not going up there because I know I'm about to
Yeah.
be fired."
He like, I ain't
"I'm
going
not going up
upstairs.
there."
Like, I
He
ain't
was like,
going
"No,
upstairs.
come," because we was being messy. He was like,
Yeah.
"We want to see y'all fight."
He was like, I ain't going up there. He was like, bro, he tripping. And he just sat right there and drank. He like, I ain't going up. Yeah, I've done the same thing. I'm not going up there. Like, I look at it, if you about to, I already know how it looks when I'm about to get fired, but except for that one time, I didn't know.
No,
I
they
just
did
didn't
that
know.
so good
Yeah, I
because
just
I
didn't
was
know.
like, da 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 da.
Yeah, I thought they really want to talk.
No, for real. And I'm like coming in my shift late as usual. I'm like, da 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 da, about to have a great Wednesday. I remember it was a Wednesday in
Mine was on a
October.
Thursday. And mine was
Wait.
Oh yeah, the first week of October.
Yeah.
The first Thursday of October.
And mine was the next week after because I think it was October 13th,
Yeah,
2023.
I was on the 7th. I was on the 7th.
PTSD. Not us remembering the whole date.
I was, yeah.
But yeah, I thought I was gonna have the best shift of my life, and then I saw two new hires. I'm like, who are these people? I'm like, oh, so we about to have 5 people on because I was the first one. You remember?
Yeah,
We usually had 2 more people come in. So I'm like, okay, it's 2 people here already. Then I got here. We about to have 2 more people come. That's 5 people. What's going on? And then they were like, Sydney, come to the office real quick. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
My heart dropped to my ass. I said, oh, it's
I
over
didn't
for
even
me.
care. I was just like,
over.
all right, bro. Only thing that would piss me off about that situation, I left my Skittles behind the bar.
Oh, brother. You always brought some damn
I
snacks.
was mad as hell. I left my Skittles, and then I didn't know till I got halfway home. I was like, my Skittles. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I was tight. But,
they was smooth with it, though.
yeah.
That was the best firing I've ever had.
It
was smooth.
Firing. I remember when I became a manager and I fired my first person ever. Oh my gosh, that dude sucked. I couldn't wait to get out of training. I was like, man, he was like, I literally had a fire list and his name was number 1 on there.
Really?
With a Sharpie in capital letters with his name on it. I'm like, that dude is trash.
He was like, yo, Kill Bill list.
Bro, he was like, he'd be at the host stand.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Tub 2? All right, give me a second. Like that. Oh,
Stop.
my God. He sucks. So
that's my pet peeve.
I bring him to the office. I'm like, hey, man. I'm like, hey. I bring him in the office. I'm like, hey, man, I forgot his name. I'm not even going to say it anyway. But I'm like, hey, man, I just want to let you know that, your performance here has not been up to our standards. And the things I seen that you got written up for multiple times for doing the same things, like this is not coming on, like learning, so it's the best way that we're gonna go our separate ways, man. He was like, what do you mean? I was like,
oh gosh.
I was like, all
right. It
right.
was very clear.
I was like, all right, you're fired.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna have to let you go.
Gotta go.
And then he was like, all right. And then he was like, about to go back up to the host, and I'm like, what are you doing? He like, I'm about to finish my shift.
No, that's not how
I was
it
like,
works.
that's not how, when you get laid off, that's not how that works, man. He was like, I get that I'm let go. And he like, so after this, I just don't come back anymore.
No, don't come back now.
No. I was like, no, you're done. So I need you to walk out that side door.
Collect your belongings and
leave.
Thank you.
He was like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Well,
I was like, man,
that's
just
why
go.
you're getting fired.
Yeah.
Because nothing makes sense, clearly.
I was like, bro, just leave, bro. I'm like, you just leave.
Yeah.
And I think I fired a lot of people.
Yeah.
I fired a lot of people.
It gets easier for sure.
Man, the first one, it was not hard at all. But the second one, it does mess with you. I don't care about what. It's not a fun thing to fire people. That is like, I hate that feeling. But the one I took, he had to go.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't care what he had money problems going.
Right.
He had to go.
But being empathetic and having to do it, and you're like, damn, this person got 2 kids, and they baby daddy, he sucks, and like when you know their business, and you're like,
that's the story I'm about to say right now. Like, yeah.
Look at me, reading your mind.
So, it was this girl, female, and a lot of people know that I worked at I managed at an all-female store. So, like, she was a single, mom. And I think she just got done having a divorce. and she was like trying to bounce back on her feet. She was like going through some rough patches, and she was in like just got out of training, and you missed the all-star meeting. Like anybody in the or for people who are not in the industry. So all-star meeting is when we rolling out new food, new things that's going on for like, for that's coming up events. Like say we got like 5 new things that's going on in menu. We have new changes that's coming on, like new rule changes, new uniform changes, things that it's not all of us has to be attended so we can all be on the same page, the things that's moving forward. How you missed that and you just got out of training? So they left it up to me, and I had to do it. And she was just, I'm talking about bawling, crying, bawling. And then I was like, yeah, and it messed up. Like when I get uncomfortable, I laugh.
Oh.
So I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like,
Oh.
then she was crying. She had the snot bubble come out.
Oh, all right.
I was like, not the snot bubble.
That's terrible. Poor lady.
Yeah,
She's probably counting on that.
She was
booby money.
The worst fire that I had to do is I was gone for like 3 days. I remember that I was gone for 3 days, and I come back. It was a Thursday, so I was off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know how I got those 3 days off, but I ended up getting them off.
Cause that's hard.
Oh no, because the reason I had those days off because I worked 14 days straight. So my GM was like, "Hey man, since you did this when I was out of town, here's an extra day off."
Need that.
And so then I come back, I get 2 messages from the service manager and my GM in the group message. They're like, "Hey, we need you to fire this girl when she walks in."
Why can't y'all?
And then I asked, and then she was coming in. I wrote, I was like, "What's the reason?"
Right.
No one never responded.
Oh my gosh. That's actually important because she could go up to HR and be like.
So then, but one of them said bad performance. After like when I was in the middle of it, one said bad performance. And then I was like, "Yo, we're gonna have to let you go." She's like, "Why?" I was like, "Because of bad performance." She's like, "What did I do wrong?"
Exactly.
And then I'm thinking, in my mind, shit, I'm trying to tell me what you did wrong. I'm trying to figure that out too.
Terrible.
And I was like, "Man, we just gonna have to let you go." She's like, "But don't you need a reason?" I was like, "Look, man, this is the state of Texas. You don't need a reason to be let go. So if we just don't feel like, if it's working, then you can.
Yeah,
it's not working out.
That is true.
But you still have to go through certain procedures.
Yeah.
To let somebody go, and I didn't have none of that. I'm like, I feel like, damn, y'all gonna set a brother up. That lady could have called HR
for
on
real.
me.
That's what I'm saying. EEOC, somebody.
Yeah, smooth. But I don't think she was.
That's why she was being let go.
Yeah, I don't think she was
She
smart
wasn't
enough.
all the way there.
Yeah, she wasn't smart enough to realize what was going on. Because if that was me, I would have been, nah, I need the reason. Like, where's these writers? Where's all this stuff documented at? So.
And I need y'all to put me on a performance plan first. Give me a chance to improve. Write me up first before you go all the way up.
Yeah, so when
firing.
For real. So when I worked at that all female staff, if you gain weight, we have to have a talk with you. And I had to have a talk with one of the group.
Absolutely not.
But you signed up for it. You literally signed up for it. It's literally in the contract.
Okay. I'll give you a pass.
It's saying like so you take a picture.
Yeah.
And this is like the standards, like the same, like you have to be this size to get hired. So
That's
you take
crazy.
a picture. So then if you get bigger than like the pictures, like how we hire you on, then we gotta have a talk with you. So that talk was uncomfortable. I was like, "Hey man, you've been doing good and stuff lately. Like man, you've been rocking it. I'm so glad that you are part of the team and everything." But I was like. So when you got hired, you know you didn't get hired for a server. You got hired for an entertainer, right? You're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I promise. What I'm doing is literally word from word how I did it. I was
Okay.
like, okay. So with that being like when you sign that, you know you have a certain standard that you got to hold,
Mm-hmm.
right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So when you're, past that, when you are, how can I say this? And she straight up said, I'm getting fat, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yes.
At least she made it easy for you.
I was
Because
like,
I would have been
yes.
like, why are you dragging this out? Just tell me I'm fat, please.
Well, I feel like that's a sensitive, subject to talk
It
to a
is,
woman
but
about.
it seems like in that case, if they have a contract that specifically
Yeah,
says
but it's
it and
still,
it's
I
a
don't
whole
like to,
thing.
I don't want to
No,
bring
I get
somebody's
it.
self-esteem down. And you don't know, I don't know a woman's body like that. Like y'all could, women probably can go through something and just be on this eating stage, or
Mm-hmm.
she probably got a what you call that, birth control shot, and I heard that makes girl
It
blow up.
can. A lot of
So
hormones, a lot of things
yeah,
going on. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's true.
This is what in 2000. This was like 2017 or 18 when this
Okay.
happened. So I
So
was
we were
like,
getting out of the time period where that would have been socially acceptable to call somebody fat.
it was. I ain't gonna lie. That day, she slipped on this lemon and she fell. It made it funnier because she was fat.
That's not nice. Mind you, she's probably only gained 5 pounds. Oh, well.
No, she did not. I'm not trying to be rude, but she didn't. It wasn't 5 pounds. Like you can see, it was like one of those pictures reversed.
Mm-hmm.
You know when on what you call those info commercials that be showing
A before and after?
Yeah, you know how they on them commercials like before and after, like the before is like when they bid, and after is when they lose it. It was like reverse.
Reverse. Oh
Before
gosh.
she was little, and after she got.
It happens. As somebody who is currently going through weight gain, it's hard. It is hard.
Oh yeah.
But we working at it.
It was.
But that sucks. If my job was dependent on it, that would not be good for my mental health.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of, before we get to the next topic, speaking about that, we fired this dude because we caught him stealing liquor. Because our liquor, so
Yikes.
we had a room, and I guess they figured out that if you you move it like 3 times and through this, it'll open up because the door was messed up. So you have to move the door like this and jiggle the handle 3 times and it will pop open. And I guess he figured it out. So we brought him into the office and we had HR on the phone. So now we started getting HR involved because certain situations happen and we was letting them go. And the HR lady was like, well, we caught you on camera, going in the room. You was in there for a while then. 3 bottles of Crown was missing, 2 bottles of Jack, and a bottle of Hennessy was missing.
Oh.
And you went in there with your backpack.
Yeah.
You're never going to believe what this man said. Me, the district manager, the GM, and I could tell the lady on the phone, we was all appalled. We was all shocked. Each one of our mouths was open.
Okay.
He sat here and said, I didn't steal those liquor bottles. I went in there with my blow-up doll.
Stop it.
I'm being so serious. I'm not joking.
Stop it.
I'm not joking. I'm being so serious.
Wow.
I'm being so serious.
Why at work? Why?
You know how we did that pause right there? That's how it was in there. We was like, all of us was just looking at
each other like, oh.
Like, what?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, straight up.
Somebody's. I don't even know what to say. That's. Ooh. So, how does one resolve that? What happened?
So, she was like, Even if that's true, you're still getting let go for that
Right.
reason
Yeah.
also.
That's
That's
no
not
better.
helping you. That's not saving you at all.
Oh my gosh.
Straight up.
At work?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I
So
don't
he blew her up?
I don't know.
Okay. I know. I'm asking
I
too many
think he
questions.
was lying, but still, like, what made you
Oh,
say that?
right. I didn't even consider that it would be a lie. I'm over here like
Yeah.
envisioning the damn
But
blow
he
up.
was off. He was
Ooh.
off. Like something wasn't. He didn't have too many sales up there.
You know, that's a theme in the service industry.
Like that man was off. Like he went up to one of the girls. He said, "You look like one of the school teachers from Bazaar."
Oh.
I was like,
Bizarre?
"It's a porn site."
Oh. Never heard of that one. How do you know that? Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Next topic.
Yeah. So anyway, so have you noticed lately with these new servers that they don't
Care.
but they don't change the damn, like, if like say if you got Coke or Pepsi products, they don't change it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't change them anymore.
Nobody's ready to lift 50 pounds anymore.
What happened to that?
Lazy. Everybody's lazy.
They don't change them at
Mm-mm.
all anymore.
They be like, Coke's out. Looking around. I'm like,
Go
change it.
I don't know how to do that.
That's
It's not hard.
It's not.
I'm like, you telling me you can't put that together
right.
to unscrew it
Yeah.
and screw it back and grab another one, screw
Mhm.
it back in. Oh my gosh. I was helping my cooks out. And somebody said, Dr. Pepper's out.
Go change it.
And they're like, Chris, can you change it?
No.
You don't see what's
Right.
going on back here? You got my cooks over sweating. and
Right.
I'm back here. I'm the only manager on duty. But now I can't even say nothing. You
Get
can't
somebody
talk.
else to do it.
You can't even say something back because nowadays they just so sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
So sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even say nothing at all.
They're reporting you to HR immediately.
And then they think that shit's a joke.
No. I mean, you know what just happened at
Yeah,
job, so
yeah. They
it's
think
not
they
a
be
joke.
joking about that. They're like, you better stop before I report you to HR. How's that funny?
It's not.
Like, this is not a game.
No, this is my livelihood.
Yeah,
You know?
it's not a game. How about I sit here and say, you better stop before I sit here and fire you?
Right.
You be upset.
Sure.
Like, man, these new, oh my gosh. And it's just, man, it's just, oh my gosh. Just talking about them stress me out, this new day and age.
It's time for us to get out of this industry.
Yeah,
We just,
I'm about to cut that out.
it's time.
Yeah. But, have you ever went to work high?
Hmm?
Have you ever went to work high?
Are you trying to? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I did that back when I used to smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to work. I smoked before I went to work. I was 20.
Mm-hmm.
And I was taking the table and I'm like, oh, fuck, they know.
You
And
thought they knew. You was
yeah,
paranoid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm writing it down like, they know. And then it was like, I was like, man, I'm so sorry, y'all. Can y'all repeat that order?
Ooh, the whole order.
I had a 6 top. I was like, can y'all repeat that? They're like, are you okay? I'm like, in my mind, they caught on.
Right.
And this is how I was looking like, I was like, oh my gosh, they caught on. This is it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you was gone. Lord.
I was like, give me 1 second. I asked him, like, hey, bro, can you take this table?
Right. I gotta get my life together.
Yeah. I was like, can you take
Mhm.
this table?
I've been there.
Have you ever tripped out like that?
No, because I'm an expert at this point.
You
in
never
my
tripped
life.
out. Not one time.
Not at work, no.
Never.
Not at work.
I'm calling bullshit.
Not at work.
Calling it. Calling it.
You can call it, and you will be wrong.
You telling me you never, even when you first started, you never.
Not anything that was like story worthy. No. maybe a broken glass here and there,
Oh no,
a forgotten order here and there, but nothing like
I have.
super duper crazy.
I
No.
remember me and my homegirl. When I was a server, we
Mm-hmm.
was drinking. We had a couple of shots before we went to work,
It happens. Yeah.
and then
I have been drunk. Oop. What
she had an
happened?
8-top,
Oh
and it was
gosh.
a circle table that could fit
Mm-hmm.
like 8 chairs, and it was a little kid. And she was trying to pass out drinks, and she knocked over the tea, and it fell on the kid.
Oh shit.
And you can hear the little kid like this, "Mommy, I'm so cold."
Oh, that is terrible. The whole picture? Dang. I would have been cracking up. Even if I were like,
I was at the host stand like, oh.
yeah, even if I were the server, I would have been cracking up. Especially if I was drunk. Oh, I wouldn't.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
she was freaking out.
I would have. Oh, that's too funny. I already don't like kids, so that would have been hilarious to me.
She was freaking out. It was water and tea that dropped on that kid.
Not both. Damn, what was she doing? She had them on a tray?
Yeah.
Oh, the pictures on the tray dropped over,
Mhm.
both pictures fell. Wow. That's a lot of liquid.
That kid was like, "Mommy, I'm cold."
Oh man. How do you even rectify that situation as a manager? I just be like, yo, whole table comps. I'm sorry. Like, next 2 visits free. What else can I do? Please.
Bro, I was like, "What? What?"
That's crazy.
And she came up to me, she's like, "You think I'm gonna get fired?" I was like, "I don't know."
Maybe.
She didn't get fired though.
Oh yeah, that's good.
She didn't get fired, but she like, "You think I'm gonna get fired?" I like, "I don't know. It's an accident."
I think if they had known y'all was drinking
Yeah.
prior, maybe.
But it's like holding those trays sometimes. Like,
It's so hard.
Like then and it's an 8-top, so you got to think a lot of those people probably ordering like Coke and water.
Mhm.
I hate when people do that.
Me too.
And don't touch the damn water.
Yeah. Just don't even do it to make yourself feel better. Just get what you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's depressed. We know. Just get the Coke.
Oh my gosh, that had me dying laughing.
I would have been crying.
That had me weak. That had me so weak, man.
It's funny.
Hey, I want to do something different before we wrap
Okay.
it up. I want you to do a drink of the day. Something you like making up.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually did. I don't know if I'm not gonna say I'm the first person to ever do it, but I made a PB&J old fashioned.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
really break that down.
yeah. So y'all know Screwball whiskey, right? Which is a peanut butter flavored whiskey. So, and we've discussed multiple times at this point how to make a simple syrup. So you're gonna make a blueberry or grape or strawberry, whatever flavor jelly you prefer, whatever.
Grape.
Yeah. So, but in this case, we used blueberry syrup at my job. So, we did the blueberry simple syrup. So you're gonna do 2 ounces of the Screwball whiskey, and then you're gonna do. I did about 0.5. Depends on if you're heavy-handed or not. 0.25 to 0.5 half ounce of the syrup, the blueberry syrup, and then you're gonna do your bitters as normal. The aromatic bitters. Usually it's Angostura brand.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter though. As long as they're the aromatic ones, you are going to not shake it but stir it. As most people that drink old fashions know, you're gonna stir it, and you're gonna get 1 large ice cube instead of multiple in a rocks glass, and then pour it over there. And then for the garnish, in this case, we did still the orange peel, but I did a blueberry instead of the cherry.
Okay.
Mhm.
What made you come up with that?
So I had a customer, she wanted an old fashioned, but she likes hers sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted something she hadn't tasted before. Like old fashions are old fashions. Like, yeah, you can get them smoky. You can get them like with different flavors,
Yeah.
depending on your whiskey, whatever,
Mhm.
whatever. But, sometimes it's hard to be creative with them. So I was just brainstorming and I was like, I've made a peanut butter and jelly just drink before. I think we did that at not this job, but the last job we worked together. Because we had Screwball there as well. And I remember making like a PB&J drink with like lemon juice instead of the bitters in this case, and it's kind of similar.
Mhm.
So, but I was like, let me do an old fashioned with it because I love old fashions. It's my favorite drink in the whole wide world. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah.
had those on
Huh?
Friday. I said you was drinking those on
Yeah.
Friday.
I switched between an old fashioned and a lemon drop because I'm a classic girl. But yeah, that's the that's the recipe of the week.
That's the drink of the day.
Drink of the day. Recipe of the whatever. Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
We're gonna call it a peanut butter old fashioned.
All right. And what is your top 3 places that you would like to visit?
Okay.
I did something simpler for you, so I know I'll be hitting you. So
I like that. Thank you. No particular order, but I want to go somewhere in Mexico, leaning towards Cozumel. I want to go to Japan, the whole country. I don't know the different areas, but I just want to go to Japan and experience that. And I want to go back to Trinidad because I have been in Trinidad and I loved it there, and I would love to go back there.
Okay.
For Carnival though.
Okay, that's what's
Carnival.
up. That's what's up. What about you, Spider?
I got Japan on my list as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Brazil
Okay.
and
Fun.
Scotland. That's where my people are from.
Okay. All right. That's a
Fun.
bet.
Scotland.
That's a bet. I would say London.
Okay, that's good.
I would do London, and I will also do Jamaica.
Love Jamaica.
Yeah,
Very
I'll
fun.
do Jamaica, and it's a tie between Puerto Rico
Mm-hmm.
or Dominican Republic. But
Both
I
very fun.
think I'm gonna do Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't need a passport for it, technically.
Yeah. But
Easier
it's
to get
still-
to.
Yeah, it's easier, but that's still somewhere I would like to.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 places I would like to get to.
I love it.
Yeah.
Good choices.
Yeah, London. I would like to go to London.
Yeah.
Go for the bun, man. Ain't that how they talk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how the London people talk.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna wrap this soda up, man.
Oh my gosh. Don't ever do that again.
That's how people
It's
in
not
London
good.
talk.
It's not good.
That's not how they talk.
Not your accent, no.
You just hating. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to the podcast called The Industry. We will be out every Wednesday. Please hit that subscribe button. Please go on to Instagram, follow at _industry24. Please check us out every Wednesday. Peace out. Thank y'all.
Bye.